Hey YouTubers, I'm here today, Miss Bliss. I'm here to tell you my cannabis patient story. My story of medical marijuana and why I use it. I think it's great to create a place, and I hope this becomes a place where we can all talk about why we use cannabis as patients. I started using cannabis as a patient for depression. It's difficult to tell this story. This isn't something like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I use cannabis because I struggle with depression. Naturally, that was what my relationship with cannabis evolved into. I tried it first recreationally and then noticed that it had tremendous antidepressant effects, and not just while I was smoking it, even like after, like for a few days after. My thinking kind of shifted. I had clearer perspective and was able to make better choices, I guess. So I started using it that way, and I felt like I was probably the only one doing that. At the time, I lived in a prohibition state that is still a very strong prohibition state and will likely be one of the last to fall. While I was there, I was noticing that my depression was improving with cannabis, and so I started doing research about cannabis, learning everything I could. My husband and I both. We eventually found our way to a normal meeting. At that meeting, I sheepishly told somebody, I like to use cannabis because it helps with my depression. They turned around and picked up a trifold pamphlet about cannabis and depression. I'm not even kidding, guys. It was like the biggest revelation to me that I wasn't the only one who was using this as medicine. It was such a big deal. So that was my first experience with cannabis as a patient. My second big experience was I was diagnosed with gallbladder disease after spending years suffering with stomach issues. I had lots of different diagnoses. They were all completely incorrect. Turned out it was my gallbladder the whole time. When it was its worst, it's a completely debilitating disease. Excruciating pain, lots of vomiting, you can't move, it's so awful. Specifically wax, I was dabbing during that time and finding tremendous relief from my gallbladder disease, because cannabis has the ability to give you narcotic strength pain relief without giving you any of those terrible side effects. It was amazing. That was a big deal for me, to use cannabis as a physical patient, not just having like an emotional or mental issue, using it as a physical patient. That really gave me a new perspective and a lot of empathy for our patients at Bliss Edibles. That's my patient story. Cannabis has made me a marijuana mom because it's how I treat my illnesses in my life, and that's been tricky to navigate, but I feel like if we all come out with our patient stories and we talk about it, that we're creating a place where everyone can talk about it and everyone can try cannabis, rather than some of the harsher pharmaceuticals maybe are not having the most positive experience with. This is a safer, more gentle, natural alternative being plant medicine. That's my patient story. What's yours? Come out of the grow closet. Share with us. What is your patient story? What brought you to cannabis? What inspires you? How did it make you a better, healthier, happier version of yourself? Subscribe below, follow our cannabis story, and we'll follow yours. Let's talk about weed, right? Thanks for watching. Bye.